What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of U4 Kaiju number 8, season 2. This is episode 11. With me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
Yeah, also it's the season finale of the season, which is a little bit surprising because I thought it would be 12 episodes this season. Um, and of course it leaves us off on a massive cliffhanger. Obviously they want to continue this battle up until season 3.
I
Um,
actually did not know it was the season finale, to be honest with you. Like, I thought it was just, there was actually going to be, like, another episode after this, because, like, the way it ends, it's like,
no,
I know the way it ends, it just feels like there's supposed to be another episode, so that's kind of weird.
no, unfortunately, yeah, that's the end of the season,
Huh.
unfortunately. So we're very likely gonna have to wait until the next season to find out how well, I'm assuming that, that this is that the next season will adapt the final battle with the Kaiju Defense Force and number nine's Kaiju and himself.
Yeah.
But much of this battle, of course, I would say it kind of takes a turn for the worst for the Defense Force because initially it goes well for them. Where we last left off, we saw what was it? Mina Ashiro commandeering like a giant railgun cannon from a huge distance and taking out like these huge swaths of kaiju that are swarming the city. But once she ends up using it, I think several other like numbered kaiju make their appearances, and then they just start going after like the head captains or the top echelon leaders of the defense force while they're spread out throughout the country.
Yeah. And a lot of this episode is kind of focused on, Shinomiya's battle with what was it? Kaiju number was it 11
If
or
I think it was 15.
15? Yeah. So we still don't really get an explanation as to what exactly this thing is and like why. Because I mean, the characters even point out that she looks like Shinomiya, and I'm kind of wondering like why that's the case. Um, but yeah, we just see how powerful this kaiju is because at one point it manages to just completely like eviscerate like three different people. Uh, of course, like Shinomiya tries to stop it, but she doesn't make it in time. But yeah, even she really can't stand up to Kaiju number 15. She just kind of gets thrown around most of the fight. But she still tries to fight it regardless. But it seems like
Yeah.
she's kind of outmatched.
Yeah, and then Narumi is also fighting one other kaiju, and then uh, Hoshino is also fighting another kaiju here and there, and
Yeah,
it's just
unfortunately,
basically
like
just
Kafka doesn't
yeah,
really have much to do in this episode because like all he does is like kind of help with the evacuating civilians. Um,
yeah,
And well, during one of these scenes where he's helping out with the evacuation, one of we see that one of the civilians, this woman has like I guess these trading cards that are of the different members of the defense force. I guess the prominent members of the defense force, and I guess Kafka sees this and he's basically like, you know, maybe or well, I guess she drops them all at one point and he says, or helps her pick them up, and I guess it's sort of like, um, it sort of like makes him, want to actually go and help with the fight, I suppose, because he's thinking, I guess he needs to do more than what he's doing right now, and he says, maybe you'll see me on one of those cards one day, but
possibly.
yeah,
Yeah, the end of the episode mainly focuses on one of the platoon leaders. I think Rin Shinonome, who is, I think, one of Narumi's like lieutenants. Um, she's like doing as much as she can to deal with like this one kaiju. I don't know what number this is. Like it's hard to tell between like
it
the
looks
different numbered
it kind of
kaiju.
looks like one of those Kaiju that kind of looks similar to number 9, but like a
Yeah,
maybe underpowered version of him.
yeah, and like she does her best to hold her own, but she gets like I think she gets nailed like twice. I don't even know how
Yeah,
she's not dead
I was
from
gonna
that.
say, like, honestly, she should have died at a few points, like, especially once she got, like, um, she basically got, like, blasted through the pavement, and, like, it felt like her body should have just been completely, like, just gone. But I don't know, I guess, like, those suits are able to, like, just withstand some abuse. Uh,
I I can understand like if it if it was for Shinomiya or Hoshino's kaiju enhanced suits that might withstand the blow, but she's
yeah,
wearing like a standard um defense force uniform. I mean, they can take some punishment, but the fact that she took at least a couple blows from this kaiju, she should have been dead.
it,
Especially like, she got like the kaiju punched her through, the top part of the bridge into the ground,
yeah.
and she's not dead from that.
Yeah, that part I was kind of calling BS. It felt like there was just a lot of plot armor going on with her character. I mean, especially
Yeah.
considering like right when after that happened, and that kaiju was like just about to, I guess like finish her off. I was already calling like she wasn't going to die, but because of course right before it happens, that's when Kafka swoops in and saves her and decides to transform into kaiju number 8.
Yeah, and then of course and of course number 9 senses this, and it's very likely that he's gonna go after Kafka once, Kafka
Yeah,
deals with this, kaiju that was fighting Shinonome, and
yeah.
that's pretty much it.
I
It's,
it's
surprisingly, that is the last episode of season 2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just didn't really feel like a season finale, but I mean, I guess it makes sense considering where it leaves off, but it really just felt like it was going to lead into another episode. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, season 1 it made sense like the way it ended, but season 2 it just kind of it feels like it ends in like an awkward place. Um, like it just does not, like I said, it doesn't really feel like a finale episode. Um,
No.
but I thought it was okay regardless. I mean, um, unfortunately, like I said, like Kafka doesn't really have much to do, but I'm sure I guess at the beginning of season 3, he'll have a lot more to do considering what's about to happen. Um,
Like,
but
Kafka really took much like a huge backseat to the second half of this season.
yeah, it,
Um,
it felt like it was a lot more focused on Shinomiya, to be honest. Like she got a lot more screen time and just, feel like there was a lot more going on with her.
yeah, and then there was also, that couple episodes with Reno,
Yeah.
getting to work with that new, kaiju, enhanced suit. But we haven't really seen him in this episode, unfortunately, and I thought for sure that he'd be involved in the current, in the current battle, but we haven't even seen him at all.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, not much else to say about the episode, really. A lot of it was just, a lot of different fight scenes. Um, I mean, I guess the highlight would be the Shinomiya fight, with the Kaiju number 15. Um, she definitely was like trying to put up a fight, but she still is just kind of getting her ass kicked. Um, I guess overall, like I'd say season 2, like I'd probably give it a 7. I mean, I'd give season 1 a 7 too. I mean, I thought it was pretty good for what it was. Season 2, I mean, like we mentioned, the focus kind of shifts away from just Kafka and it is more focused on the side characters. But Kafka is still involved. It's just that the episodes kind of focus on a lot of different characters at times. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting where it's headed. I wonder what their plans are for whatever they're going to do with number 9 or I guess what number 9's ultimate goal really is. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it though. I don't know if you have anything else to say.
It felt it was obviously it's a very short season considering that this is only 11 episodes this season.
Was season one
Um,
11 or was
Definitely.
it longer than that?
No, no, no. Season 1 was 12
Okay.
episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
this
is
is
kind of weird, especially like I said, especially considering the way this episode ends, it just feels like there's supposed to be another one.
yeah. I mean, you know, despite the fact that Kafka did take a back seat for about the second half, for most of the second half of the season, I did like that we get to see a little bit more development with some of the side characters, especially like with Reno and Shinomiya. Um, I mean, I really wish we could know more about her, but she did have that one little one-on-one conversation with with Kafka in that one episode, but that's
Mhm.
pretty much about it. I mean,
Yeah.
she's like one of the more elusive characters in the show, and she barely showed up like, in this at the beginning part of this episode, just commandeering that railgun cannon.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly kind of wish he had a little bit more I mean, I guess to do in the story because it feels. I mean, it's like she's a goal that Kafka aspires to, but we just don't really get a lot of her character. It feels like she's usually in the background. Um, but yeah, maybe we'll get more of that in the next season. I don't know. Um, yeah, but yeah. That all being said, guys, until next time, we will see you all later.